There's a famous Latin quote, divide et impera, divide and conquer. You might have heard this famous quote before. And this quote, divide and conquer, is subscribed famously to Julius Caesar. But we also know of somebody else who has been using this principle successfully against Christ's church for thousands of years. Throughout redemptive history, Satan has been very successful with this strategy, divide and conquer. You see, if he cannot intimidate the church from the outside, he will try to divide it from the inside. I would say that the vast majority of the grief in my pastoral life, and I'm talking about, I would say 90% of the grief, the sleepless nights, the anxiety that I've experienced as a minister, comes from disunity inside the church. And that sounds rather dramatic, well, because it is, but the real dramatic thing is that it leaves only 10% of grief in dealing with the world. And while this sounds super pious and, oh, poor pastor, that's not why I'm telling you this. I'm not poor. I have Jesus Christ as much as you have. But here's the real dramatic part, which means that only 10% of my, or maybe the church's, energy as a whole is being used to build the kingdom outside of the church. Now, I'm the first one to say and to campaign to say, people of God come first. And I would first of all give my energy to the people of God. There's no doubt about that. Evangelism comes second. First come the people of God. But boy, 10% only for this lost world, that's rather dramatic. I've seen all kinds of conflicts over looks that were interpreted wrong, over carpet colors in a basement, over the most mundane things that become big issues that bind our energy for weeks and months and years, and church split over these issues and bring shame upon the name of Christ. But there are some at the end who can say, I prevailed. Well, really, did you prevail? You brought shame on the name of Christ. You got your will. You won a battle, at least in your mind, but you definitely lost the war.